you. We are already starting to see those first bands of rain. CBS 2 meteorologist Craig Herrera joins us live once again. So, Craig, tell us what areas are getting wet right now.
Hi, Diane. Yeah, we've got some scattered showers all the way into, say, Long Beach, through the basin, up into downtown Santa Clarita. Most of Ventura County is getting a little bit of rain, and some of that is starting to move into San Bernardino County, into the mountains. Haven't seen a whole lot yet in Orange County, very light and scattered, close to Anaheim, but most of it's coming in from the north and working its way south overnight.
Well, Craig, this is an interesting one. We know it's going to be big, but it's a couple bands that we're dealing with, too, and they're going to come together kind of right over top of us.
And that's exactly it. That's what makes this specific storm a little unique, in that we've got one system dropping in from the north that dropped a whole bunch of rain in northern and central California. And then the band, a lot of the moisture is coming up from the south, and that's a warmer source. So originally all of these two systems will come together. And since the moisture is coming up from a warm source, originally snowfall is going to be at about 10,000 feet. So not a big snow event for us. But when these two come together from about 9 o'clock through the morning commute, it will be heavy at times as it slowly moves its way through the Southland overnight.
Is it unusual to have two storms like this that converge on Southern California, one cold, one warm?
Yeah, that's pretty unusual, especially for this time of year. Usually they just drop right in from the north and it's a cold system. We get some good snow, but this is pretty unusual unless we're talking Pineapple Express, and that's when that plume of moisture extends all the way out into Hawaii. This one's just cut off just shy of Hawaii, so not quite as intense. But yeah, pretty unusual. And when we do get that moisture coming up from the south, it can be a good rainfall for us. Also give us some gusty winds. We do have high wind warnings in place for the higher elevations starting at 4 o'clock, and that goes through Friday for southwest winds 20 to 30, gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Of course, flash flood watches as well for our burn areas.
You said slow earlier. I think maybe that's the operative, right? Because that's where the danger comes from. When the storm comes through, it sits over, it drops a lot, and the water doesn't have a place to go always.
It's true, especially with no vegetation in place. Imagine as that storm drops in from the north, you can imagine somebody pointing a water hose from the south directly at us, and that's feeding into that storm system, and that's what's going to give us the heavy rain tonight.
All right, CBS 2 meteorologist Craig Herrera watching this storm. Craig, thank you.
Meantime, sandbags are ready for residents in Glendora, and the debris basins have been cleared. They're concerned about the Colby Fire burn area. The Colby Fire was 3 years ago. We talked to City Manager Chris Jeffers.
The experts always tell us that the time it takes for most burn areas to revegetate and the loose soil to get moved out of harm's way is 3 to 5 years. So we're right at that 3-year period.
And he says the continuing drought has probably delayed reforestation, so we may be looking at 5 years before things are really back to normal in the Glendora Colby Fire burn area.
3:33 now. Federal prosecutors are going after the Orange County District Attorney's Office and the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
The Department of Justice has opened a civil investigation at the request of Orange County DA Tony Rackauckas into civil rights violations of defendants and inmates. Peter Eliasberg with the ACLU, one of the groups that's been pressing for an investigation, tells KNX this is
on trial, federal trial right now, and 20 sheriff's officials have been convicted for obstruction of justice, beating jail inmates. And now we have U.S. Department of Justice investigating the Orange County Sheriff and the Orange County DA.
The Justice Department says Rackauckas has promised to cooperate fully. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
When is it okay for professors teaching in a college classroom to take a political stand and lay it out to students? One conservative group doesn't like it at all and has put their names on a national list.
It's called ProfessorWatchList.org, a list assembled by the conservative group Turning Point USA, ranting against Donald Trump, arguing for gun control. Turning Point's Matt Lamb thinks professors who do that are simply advancing leftist propaganda and should be on the list.
It's very difficult for professors to take a very radical view and paint supporters of one idea as not just they have different opinions, but they have blood on their hands.
2 OC professors are on the list, including UC Irvine biology professor Richard Szymanski, who believes professors should take stands, like a stand against Donald Trump.
As we now know, Donald Trump is proved to be a pathological liar.
He says he got death threats and a ton of hate mail and had to have police protection. John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Senator Dianne Feinstein pointing fingers at Russian leader Vladimir Putin. She thinks he was behind the hacking of the U.S. presidential election. More on this coming up at 3:40.
3:35 now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Denise Fondo.
Now, I had a call a while ago about the 15 southbound through the Cajon Pass about slow traffic. Actually, this is from right around the 395, and I see it. South of the 395, we had a a pretty bad crash there. I think there was an overturned car. Somebody got trapped. Somebody else was able to get them out of that car. So let's hear for that Angel that was coming down that 15 southbound. But you do have really slow traffic from the 395 as you make your way on down to south of Ranchero Road. I just want to give you a heads up on that. Northbound side looks good, but that southbound side, boy, you're not expecting that slowing. Now for the 5 northbound at the 126. I've got more info, and this happened earlier today when some boulders came down onto the 5 from the area right around the 126. That's what Caltrans is doing there. Out in the first, second, possibly the third lane from the left. Your northbound backup is from before Magic Mountain, and I think they're going to be there till around 5 o'clock this afternoon. So heads up for that. It is really slow. 14 northbound Escondido, we had a pretty bad crash. Car spun around. We had some lanes blocked. CHP ran a brake to clear it. On the 101 eastbound at Parkway Calabasas, they've got a stalled car blocking the Calabasas off-ramp, and there's a crash on the westbound side. 2-car wreck on the 101 westbound just past the Parkway Calabasas exit. Your next report at 3:45 with Southern California's most frequent traffic reports. I'm Denise Mondo, KNX 1070 News Radio.
We are seeing the rain, scattered showers, light showers moving over the LA Basin, but it's going to get heavy, especially as we move into the evening, overnight, and through your commute on Friday morning. The flash flood watch goes up at 4 o'clock, then the high wind warning kicks in for the mountains. The debris areas of particular concern. They're worried about debris flow because we are going to see some pretty good rain. In the 60s right now, 60 degrees in Santa Monica, 61 in Thousand Oaks. We will keep tracking this storm for you. Tell you how long it's going to last in your 5-day forecast. That's coming up at 3:45. Also, nervous moments for some Southern California Syrians trying to get information from family members, friends in Aleppo. We'll have that for you in 4 minutes. It's 3:37.
They say home is where the heart is. It's also where the news happens that has the most potential to impact your life. That's why KNX has more reporters covering more local stories around the clock, so that every time you listen, you hear updated coverage of local breaking news. Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Hi, it's Steve Grant. This has been one of the worst termite seasons on record, so I strongly suggest you do what I did. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free inspection. You'll get a full clear report from a real pro. Your life won't be disrupted in any way. And when you use Pacific Coast Termite, you get a full 2-year guarantee and 10% off termite treatments. Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil to get rid of the termites. It's such a clean process. You don't need a big ugly tent over your house, and you don't have to move out for several days. Bag your food or worry about the kids. Pacific Coast Termite is they've been with KNX for over 9 years, and they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've treated over 50,000 homes, apartment buildings, and businesses. You don't want any uninvited guests like termites at your holiday parties. Call Pacific Coast Termite right now before you're hit with any termite damage. 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC, 800-722-4342, or PacificCoastTermite.com. Remember, you don't want to be a termite when Pacific Coast Termite's around.
Do you snore? Of course not. Nobody does. Unless you talk to your spouse or partner. When you think about it, snoring is really a selfish act. You are asleep, but how about your loved ones? Are they getting the rest they deserve? Snoring affects your relationship, health, energy, and family. Just ask Janet, a wife of a heavy snorer.
My husband snores every single night. It's a race for me to get to bed before he does. If not, he starts snoring and it keeps me up all night long. The next day, I'm exhausted, aggravated, and his lack of good sleep makes him the same way. Our love life is basically non-existent, which causes additional tension. That's why I made him call the snore expert at 888-31-SNORE. Their non-surgical treatment stopped his snoring immediately. Now, I'm getting sleep, he feels great, and our marriage is better than ever.
Call the snore experts at 888-31-SNORE for a free consultation. Don't punish your loved one. Make the call, 888-31-SNORE. Their non-surgical treatment is covered by most insurance plans. Call 888-31-SNORE.
This holiday, get an amazing deal during the Ford year-end event. Get a $1,000 Ford Smart Bonus cash on select models on top of all other great offers. Supply vehicles with Ford Smart Bonus is limited. Not available on Focus RS, Shelby GT 350, Ford GT, F-150 Raptor, F-650, or 750. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com to find specially tagged vehicles and for qualifications and complete details. For all offers, taking retail deliveries from dealer stock by 12/19/2016.
Now at Subway, Thursday is Italian BMT Day. That's today's 356-inch sub of the day. The Italian DMT has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. There's a different 356-inch sub every day, only at Subway.
Pechanga Resort and Casino is now America's favorite casino. Experience the most slots and the biggest jackpots only at America's favorite casino, Pechanga. Pechanga Resort and Casino, just off the 15th of Temecula. Book your Pechanga experience at Pechanga.com.
Resulting from rain, wind, fire damage, or even a pipe burst in your home or place of business? How about vandalism? Is your property insurance company refusing to pay you a fair compensation to repair these damages? Let the attorneys at Abir, Cohen, Trezon, and Salo put a stop to insurance company abuse. Abir, Cohen, Trezon, and Salo will take immediate action for you. Call them now at 888-20-CLAIM for a free consultation. That's 888-20-CLAIM. 888-202-5246.
It's 341. California senior senator says she thinks Russian leader Vladimir Putin himself was behind the hacking of the U.S. presidential election. Dianne Feinstein is the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Russia's interfered in other instances, in 2014 in the Ukrainian election, for example. So this has happened before.
On CNN, Feinstein was asked what it tells her that President-elect Trump doesn't believe Russia was involved.
It tells me that maybe he hasn't seen the evidence.